Hey, welcome to Matt's Garage here. Just unloading the 240 SX, the spare engine for it. This is like 2 weeks later and then just getting to it now. But I just figured I'd do a little update. This is the back of my shop where you've never seen before. I've got an old RV in here just for storage space inside it, I cleaned up all back here recently. It's never been this clean and organized before. This is going to be like my Nissan corner for all my Nissan parts. You can see the 240 fenders there. I never showed them in the 240 video, but here's those blue stripes I was talking about. Does kind of look cool, but I don't think I'll be continuing with that. Just want to get that one done. I got these tires too for the 240 here. They're going to be going on those wheels. They were my dad was using them, and they're on PT Cruiser wheels right now, but they're the right size. So I'll be putting them on the 240. I gave him another set of rims and tires that he likes better. And this is just more parts storage here. And those are mostly Ford parts up there, but just random parts and filters and stuff, and boxes from Rock Auto that I haven't parts I haven't installed yet. There's a box of parts for the Versailles there, and there's my home built sandblaster. And then this is my dad's truck, 88 Nissan. It's a single cab short box. It's actually a factory lowrider sport truck. I guess it sits a bit lower than the other Nissans of this era, but I'm doing some custom body work on it, or I was. I haven't worked on it for a number of years now, but back in 2010 my dad actually hit a deer in this truck, and it's been in the family since 1992. I was standing next to my grandfather when he purchased this in 1992 because there's the deer damage. He actually had bone cancer really bad, and he couldn't drive his manual Ford Ranger anymore. He was a Ford guy, but this truck had really wide door openings and an automatic, so he ended up buying it, and sadly he passed due to the cancer a year later. And so the truck became my parents'. I put a steering wheel on it at one point off an early 80s Nissan Pulsar. But yeah, the truck became my parents' and kind of became a family vehicle. When my brother learned how to drive, he learned on this, and it was my first legally insured vehicle that I drove, and I drove it for a couple years too, and we both had a lot of fun with it. We weren't easy on it. We drove it pretty hard and slid around all the corners in it and all those things that teenagers do, and it took every bit of the abuse, and it still runs strong to this day. If I put a battery in it, it would fire right up, I guarantee it. But I do plan to replace the Z24 engine, the original 4-cylinder, with a 302 Ford engine, because my grandfather was a big Ford fan, and I want to finish off this work on it. But of course I've got so many projects going on, but I should probably bump this one up and get back on it. There, we bought a lot of parts for it and stuff, and I don't have that far to go on the body work. I've got most of the metal work done on this side of the box. Kind of not my best work, but I was really just trying to get it done for my dad and get it back on the road, and I kind of fell short. Life got in the way, and it's been sitting here way too long. So once I get my mom's car done, I'm probably going to get back on this and get it progressing for my dad. And there's the back of the Hot Rod Lincoln with the 351 swap in it. There's this looking ahead. I wasn't really intending this to be a shop tour, but spare door for the neon and spare parts for PT Cruisers. Have a little bit of everything. I'm a bit of a hoarder. So yeah, I'm gonna get this engine, unload it, and then I got some garbage to clean up still and get to the dump. Just coming in with another load of, here's the transmission I'm going to be putting in there too. Well, this is a little hillbilly. This is my other Pulsar engine, and I'm just using that homemade lifting beam to lift it and a come along, because I didn't want to pack my engine crane around the building again. So this is working fine. Okay, so I got all that unloaded. Made a heck of a mess of my trunk. I think I'm going to get rid of my, at least the bottom part of my trunk lining, but aside from that, everything went smoothly, and I've got all the engines and transmissions here in this corner now, and all that's left is I'm going to bring the Pulsar in and park it back here for the winter. Okay, there we go. I got the little Pulsar in there. It just barely fits. I could move some stuff around ahead of it, but that's actually about where I want it. And then I just got to finish cleaning up the debris over there, and I hopefully can get the white parts car in there. It's going to be a little tricky getting it in the door here. I'll have to use my jack, so I'll probably do that tomorrow in the daylight. Hoping to get this all done and in before the snow flies here. So it's actually the next day now, and I'm just moving the white Pulsar into the shop. I want both of them in the back of the shop there, so just giving it a little tug with the neon here, and yeah, put it in the shop backwards. Take a bit of a run at that. I gotta be careful because I'm right next to my Nissan parts truck, and I don't want to really mess it up. Nice and easy. And once I got it straightened up here, I gotta get out and straighten out the wheels. Look at that damn fine looking car. Just gotta get pulled up here and rehooked. I had to reposition the neon a little bit. Nice thing about these Japanese cars is they always have these hooks on the corner, so you can tow them around pretty easily without causing any damage. Neon's looking pretty dirty, but I don't really wash it too much. I think I've washed it 3 times since I've owned it in 2 years. Tug her back a little more here. And I'm going to put it in the shop backwards. I'm going to have to do some clever maneuvering with my jack and whatnot to get it positioned in the back there. It's such a tight spot. Oh, come on, don't go that way. I have to get out and steer it again. Even though this one's a parts car, it's still in pretty nice shape. I could definitely turn it into a driver if I wanted to, so I'm putting it in the back of the shop to preserve it because I love Pulsar so much, just in case mine was ever in an unfortunate accident or something. This way I could transfer the parts over to this body and rebuild the car that way. Hopefully I never have to do that, but in the meantime I have this as a stockpile of spare parts as well, because these cars are pretty rare, so it's nice to have all those extra parts. Plus I only have $25 invested into it, so that's a number I can live with. So now I'm just pulling it back here, and I may have to push it the last bit into the shop, or hook onto something in the shop and pull it in with my come along or something. Now I'm just pushing the car because I got to push it down in through the ditch into the shop there. So it should be just rolling down the hill in a minute here. Hopefully the wheels stay sort of straight. But there we go. Don't hit the fence. No, I'll stop. Just trying to get the car lined up with the door. I'm gonna slide the back end over a little bit here. Hopefully. Don't want to hurt anything. Not quite the desired result just yet. Doesn't help that the Neon's driving up that ditch right now. I think if I get a bit of a run at it, give it a little snap to break it loose. There we go. Now we got her. Got some of this Atwood rope hooked up here. It's a little underrated for what I'm doing, but the deal is I'm going to try and use a pulley that I've got anchored to my old RV in here and pull it in that way. So I'm hooked onto the spring of the RV, and when we back up with the Neon, it should pull the Pulsar into the shop, I hope. This was my plan B after briefly considering using this Pulsar to pull that Pulsar in, but I decided, oh no, better do it this way. There we go. Well, I had to quit short of getting the car in yesterday and leave it in front of the door. I had to go pick up Nash from school, and so we're back today. I got Nash with me. It's the weekend now, so we're gonna get this car in there. Yeah, that's making some good progress. Problem is this rope's so stretchy that I go back a little bit, and then there's a big hump of ice and dirt behind the car, so I have to keep going ahead and retying. There's only a little area where I got that I can pull back here. Got Nash up there holding the door now. Yeah, back against that hump again, but we're just going into the doorway now, so we should be climbing into the door now. See, that rope's actually around the tire. Well, we'll give it a shot here. Okay, so we got a little close parking going on here. Here's our pulley setup. And I just kissed the bumpers together. They're not barely even contacting. See, I can push the red car right off it with my knee. So now I got to get a jack under the back of the white one and start lifting the back end and moving it over. It's going to be a chore getting in here. Okay guys, so this is the black jack. I'm pretty proud of this. It's my first real jack I've had at home, and big thank you to my parents who gifted it to me early for Christmas, because my other crappy jack you've seen in videos is conking out, and it's my only jack. So now I have this awesome jack, and it has made my life a lot easier. So I'm just gonna push this car away from that a little. I think we're winning, but oh boy is it tight. You can see there, and we still got that corner of the cars hanging out. Nash has been a big help. He's been my eyes on the other side of the car, but we just gotta jack it up and scoot it over and then pull it back, and then yeah, I keep repeating the process. We've done that about 5 times, but we're gaining a few inches each time. So a couple more jack ups and pushovers and it should be in. Okay, so here's the final overview of the corner of the shop now. Pretty tight, but there's room to walk around everything. Neon was a big help as always. Okay guys, well it's been a long couple days getting this area of the shop all cleaned up, but I'm pretty happy. I got both the pulsars in the shop now. It was pretty tricky getting this into such a tight spot, but it's in here to stay for several years now, so it was worth the effort. And so yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe.